welcome to this week's midweek trio, guys. So, as the title suggests, we've got some new tools courtesy of Frost. So, let's just get stuck into them, shall we? Right, so like mentioned, we've got some new tools from Frost. So nice big box has arrived. I didn't actually need anything, but I'm trying to, you'll see what happens in the next few months with Simpsons Classics, and I need kind of some duplicates or some bits and pieces. So there's only one place to go, isn't there? You go and check out the Frost website. There is a discount code in the description below, so you can get some discount off yourself with your next purchase. You might even like some of the bits I've got. You may find something a little bit different. So as I unbox, I'll explain why I've got it, what we're going to do with it. But I thought I'd bring you in for a quick unboxing session midweek. Can't beat some midweek tools, can you? So let's get going with it. All I've done is undo the top, so you're all seeing it at the exact same time as me. So everything, I will say, is always very, very well packed for Frost. So loads of wrapping. So what have we got here? Right, the first thing I've got here is some new spanners. So I saw these on their website a little while ago, and what they are is they're just like an angled, well, they call them obstruction spanners, but they're for getting in tight spaces basically. So if you check them out, they're basically what look like broken spanners, but I think we're going to find these quite useful. So yeah, I've had my eye on these for a little while, so I thought I'll add them to the toolbox. We've got some cars to build, we've got some awkward spaces to get some bits out of cars, so we'll grab them. They look pretty cool, I think. So when I use them, I'll let you know. The big box here is another welding mask. So I've already got so I've already got this one, the L6700, the Eastwood like auto dimming, adjustable, all singing, all dancing mask. I've already got one. So why have I bought a second? I've got one now at Minimine, so obviously I do a little bit of that at work, which is nice to say. So I thought, you know what, I know it's a good mask, I'm going to get myself a new one for home. So the one I've got is only less than a year old anyway, and I've been really impressed with it. So I thought, why not just get another? That suits me, I can have another one at home to do my stuff. So we stick that there, move that aside. While I was at it, I always drop this, they're so awkward to store. Should just find a hook or something really. So I thought I'd get some little bags to put them in. So they've got one for each one, so one for each mask. So I've got two little protective cases. Then I've also bought some spares, the screens on the front, because you do have to replace those, they do get damaged, obviously you get sparks and stuff in you. So I think there's 4 in there that I've ordered, so I'll keep 2 at work, and I'll keep 2 with this one. So buzzing with that. And there should be one other thing, I believe. Let's have a look, see. Right at the bottom. Oh, so much packaging. I think that's everything. So in here, I believe, should be another spanner set. So I've got many different sets of spanners, but nothing actually all nicely organised and all laid out. So in here, you've got metric and imperial. So all ranging in different sizes. I think what have we got up to here, we've got 7/8 right up to 19 mil. So basically most of the sizes you're going to use. I have got bigger spanners if I need to use them, but I wanted something I can just put in a toolbox that's laid nice and flat like that, that's nice and uniform and nice and kind of just laid out. You've got somewhere to put them. So I thought I'd grab this. I don't even think it was 25 quid. So I'm going to check these out, see how good they are. They're a nice little layout. I'm quite looking forward to using them. So nothing exciting, just some spanners, but it's one of them. And it looks like you can hang it up on the wall if you want, just notice that. So if you've got like a nice garage wall, you can put them up on there. So there's a few bits. So treat myself some new spanners, because, you know, never have too many spanners. What I'm going to do with this, if I really like it, I might even get another set and break it down out of the box and put it in the car as a travel set. So we will work with them and see how we get on. So that's it, guys. I think it's time for the questions for this week. And I thought I'd just bring you in for a little unboxing. So remember, if you need anything from Frost, go check out the link in the description below. And while I've got you, when we're talking about sponsors, there's also Minimine. So if you're in for your classic minis and you need some bits, there is 10% off their eBay shop when you spend £15 or more using the code now on the screen. So there's 2 sponsors there, guys. Go and have a look in the description and check them both out. Thank you very much. Let's get to your questions. Right, so you join me down the workshop. We will do this week's questions down here. So, about to crack on with the little 89. I've basically got to reprime it because, yeah, you'll see it in hopefully a future video. I changed my mind on the arches. I wasn't happy with how they sat. That shutter's doing my head in, and I kind of went backwards a little bit. It is what it is, I guess, isn't it? I want it to be right. So now we've got to smooth all that off, reprime the flanks, the sides of the car, then flat everything, then prime all the doors and go from there. But that's enough of that. This week's questions, guys. Remember, if you've got any burning questions for me, please drop in the comments below and we'll answer them over the coming weeks. If I don't answer your question straight away, that's because I'm going to carry it on to the next one. I try and keep a nice mix of questions. So, the question we have here is from Red Cocker. This was going back to the conversation about spotlights. I like one driver's lamp, just a personal preference. I think it looks cool, I think it looks vintage. He has actually commented saying it looks nice. Then of course, if there was a scooter channel, then the question would be how many mirrors? So if you're not familiar with what he means by that, so back in the, I think it's the 50s, 60s, I'll probably get this wrong, so just correct me. You had like the mods and the rockers. So the mods rode around on Lambrettas, Vespas and stuff like that. Chrome everywhere, lights everywhere, mirrors everywhere. And the rockers had like big, you know, fancy bikes and Triumphs and stuff like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a biker, I'm not into all that. But his response to that with the spotlights was how many mirrors. So I'll try and insert a picture somewhere up here. These scooters are covered in mirrors and chrome. I don't know what the fascinations with mirrors, but I couldn't ride one, anything like that. I think that'd be so distracting. But yeah, I guess for me, I'm gonna be that boring person. Just 2 mirrors on my scooter if I had one. Just keep it safe, because that just seems like madness. So that's my answer to that one. Thank you very much for your question, buddy, and thank you for supporting the channel. So question number 2 is from Graham. So Graham's a long-term supporter of the channel. I really appreciate all your comments and all your input and stuff like that. Honestly, I love seeing your comments when they come through, and I like just seeing your points of view on things. So thank you very much for that before we crack on. Your question was, if you don't mind me asking, what does Mrs. S do for a living? We all know her passion is, but what does she actually do for a career? So the short answer to this is I can't really explain too much about it, purely because of what she does for a living. But she works within an engineering, a security engineering kind of role. So she's got quite an important role within the UK and Europe, and it's quite hush hush. I mean, I'm a husband, and she can't even really talk to me about it. But yeah, she's doing well, and I'm very, very proud of her. That's all I can say on the subject. But yeah, she's definitely got a passion for things like this. So her chair here, I'll just quickly show you. This is 200-year-old chair, and she's just started doing the bottom side of it. That's the piece that's going to go up on the back. She's trimmed all the arms up, repainted everything. So, you know, this is really what she does love doing. This is kind of her passion. And then obviously we have got the Mini, but she does also enjoy all these cars with me. Like, she calls this the pretty Volvo, and she can't wait to go out on this and stuff like that. So it is good that we have a keen interest in things together. We did meet because of classic cars and classic minis. So that is a massive, massive help when it comes to me doing stupid stuff like this. I don't know why I'm panning around, because none of this is mine. This isn't a stupid purchase. This is something I really want to get on with. While we're talking about purchases and cars and stuff like that, just stay tuned over the next few weeks, guys, because there's going to be some announcements and bits and pieces going on. You've seen that I've sold the VW. Obviously, we lost Vera. She's gone to Volvo heaven. Little moment of silence for her. Right, back to that, and a few bits and pieces. So thank you very much, Graham, for your question. Sorry I can't really elaborate too much on it. I genuinely just can't. It's just not fair and it's not right. But yeah, she's a very, very clever person. She's an engineer, and she loves anything vintage. So thank you. Right, so the next question is from semi-retired 86. Thank you for your question for a start. He basically said, going back to this, it wouldn't make sense to turn the Amazon into a rally car because it's a 4-door car. I get that, I completely understand that. Although I have seen some 4-door Amazons into rally cars, but again, it's just not my intentions with this car. When we get stuck into it and stuff like that, I mean, I do want to play with the engine a bit. It's all sat in bits over there. How far I go with it, don't. Right now, how I feel about it right now is we're going to send it off to an engineer, we're going to get it machined, we're going to get it all tickety-boo and ready to do whatever I want to do to it. And then, I think where I want to go with it is a set of nice twin carbs. If anyone's got an inlet manifold and a nice set of twin carbs, I want to make it basically a 122S. Like I put it to the 2 carbs it's got onto it. A cam, it's obviously going to have some lower end engine work and stuff like that. Everyone's telling me to put an overdrive gearbox on it. And that is something I wouldn't mind doing if I could source one. But for now, if I don't get one, I really don't mind the fact that it's going to drink a bit more fuel. I don't expect it to be a fast car, and I appreciate it's going to rev a little higher, but I don't drive any of my cars particularly hard. I'm just not that person. But I'd like to just take it out on Sunday drive and it just sound good, a bit of a roar to it. My ultimate dream would be to have twin Webers. I don't just really know the reliability on them. I've never had twin Webers apart from when I had the Volkswagen. And I love the sound of them. I would love twin Webers. There's a chap within the Volvo community, Volvo Amazon community, with Declan. I'll try and remember the name of his channel. If I can, I'll put it along the bottom here. His Volvo Amazon is probably the best in Europe. It is beautiful, it is stunning, it is absolutely on point in every way, shape or form. That's got a beautiful engine in it. That's a B20, I believe. That's B18. And it's just a top-notch car. And I'd like to say I'd want to build something like that, but that's well above me, and also it's just not what I want for this car. The underside of this car is just going to get painted black again. It's going to get stone chips, it's going to get repaired, and then we're going to blow over the paint again. I want it to look nice, don't get me wrong, but I also don't want to worry about it if I get a stone chip. I don't want to cry about that. So yeah, there's quite a bit to go on with that. So yeah, his question, anyway, we've gone a little bit far away from that. And his was, is it a myth that the Morris Minor was a midwife's car? I in all honesty don't know. I know for a fact that the early Minis were bought by midwives to travel to and fro to patients. I imagine the Morris Minor, being designed by Alice Itagonis, was already a midwife's car. Not saying I sit there watching it, but it's not a bad show. Mrs. S watches Call the Midwife, and there is quite a few Morris Minors in that, and they are genuinely midwives. So if that doesn't answer your question, I don't know what does. But yeah, if you like all kind of looking at old things and vintage stuff and stuff like that, I like seeing the set dressings and stuff to shows like that. So there's loads of old trucks and cars and stuff in it, but there's genuinely Morris Minors in that. So that kind of answers your question a little bit. So yeah, thank you very much for your questions, guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then go and check out both our sponsors. We have Frost, who on the 7th of October have a meet. That should be really cool. There's a discount code for them. And Minimine, who again on the 7th of October have a meet, none of which I can make because I'm away for my wedding anniversary, so sorry guys. But there's discount codes for both of them. Minimine is discount code on the screen now, and everything else for Frost is in the description below. So go and check them out, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for some updates on these projects. Thank you very much. And remember, questions down below.